to serve the president. I call him to fulfill, to serve my
Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones.
Good morning. Welcome to the 7th annual Cairo High School Black History Program. In 1976, President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month by encouraging everyone to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout history. This month, our goal has been to highlight the accomplishments of Black Americans in history so that we can celebrate the impact that they have had on our everyday lives. We have been able to tour our Black History Museum full of various pieces of Black American culture, answer Black History trivia questions, and learn new facts each day, and enjoy the intense rivalry of our annual door decorating contest. What a better way to conclude our 2022 celebration than with our annual Black History program, featuring the best and the brightest of Cairo High School. We ask that you listen and learn attentively as we educate and celebrate together. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. Please stand as our pledge is presented by our members of our Navy Junior ROTC.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, I'm Aubrey Walden, a junior at Cairo High School. Thank you, Jaden Twyman, for the Pledge of Allegiance of the American flag, and Mr. Johnny Brown for performing Lift Every Voice and Sing, the Black American Anthem, on the saxophone. That was beautiful. The art department is exploring talents and skills of our students with various media, from drawing to painting to decorative wood art. Mr. Scott Easom has done a phenomenal job developing and enhancing the students' unique abilities. In honor of Black History, we will showcase some original art pieces by our own CHS art students. Following the art display, we will have a presentation from the CHS Stagemakers Drama Club on the direction of Miss Austin Harrell. I present to you from the Cairo High School Fine Arts Academy our art and drama presentations.
The test was hard. I was feeling very trapped during it. I was feeling very trapped. I'm very trapped. What was that? I think we should go figure out what that was. Are these people?
Remember who they are.
Oh, wait, I know. This is Rebecca Crummer. She was the first Black female doctor.
I know him. This is Alvin Ailey, a dancer and choreographer who changed modern dance.
This is Alice Coachman. She's from Albany, and she was the first Black woman to win an Olympic gold medal.
And this is Benjamin Davis Sr., the first Black U.S. general.
Oh, and right here, this is Rosemarie McCoy. She was a songwriter for Elvis.
This is Shirley Chisholm, first African American to be elected to Congress.
This is Marsha Johnson. She was a Black trans woman and activist for the LGBTQ+.
And this is Ruby Bridges, the first Black person to attend an all-white school.
They fought so that you could fly. Your future is waiting. It's waiting for you. Who will you become?
I'm Iris Succession, and I'm a future KSU graduate, and I plan to continue voice acting in the children's industry.
My name is Kennedy Smart, and I'm a future EGOT recipient. I plan to win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony.
My name is Keyshawn Mitchell. I would like to be a future artist, animator, and psychologist.
I am Olivia Corker, and I am a future FAMU graduate, massage therapist, and artist.
A past to cherish and a future to fulfill.
You believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Yes, click your heels 3 times if you believe. Oh, then you'll be there. That's why I want you to believe in yourself. Yes, right from the start, you got to believe.
I'm Leasha Kelly, a sophomore. The year 2022 marks the 75th anniversary of the day that Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier in the game of baseball. Jackie Robinson was born in Cairo, Georgia, and later moved to California. While attending the University of California at Los Angeles, he became the first athlete to earn a letter in 4 varsity sports: baseball, basketball, football, and track. After serving as the second lieutenant in the U.S. Army, Robinson was honorably discharged. During his years of military service, he protested instances of racial discrimination. On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson became the first black man to play Major League Baseball. He competed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in a sport that has been segregated for more than 50 years. His groundbreaking career was honored in 1997 when his number 42 was retired from the Major League Baseball. Robinson's number was the first number to ever be retired by all teams in the league. We cherish the inspiring courage of Jackie Robinson and hope to fulfill the future on the shoulders of his legacy. Cairo High School salutes Cairo's own Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson has helped me to believe in myself and that anything is possible through Christ.
Jackie Robinson taught me that it's okay not to fit in. One of his most famous quotes was, "I'm not concerned with your liking or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being."
Jackie Robinson is a big inspiration to me because he inspired me and other African Americans that nothing is impossible. Always believe in yourself no matter what's the obstacle in front of your way because God always has it. Jackie Robinson, he was the youngest of 5 and I was also the youngest of 5, so that inspired me also, to go after my dream and chase what I really want in life, and I should inspire you to also go after what you believe in your dreams. So Jackie Robinson, he was a big inspiration, to me, my grandpa, because he used to play baseball too, and he got inspired from Jackie Robinson also. So, that just runs down in the family. I'm just thanking God that Jackie Robinson, did go out his way to, create a new path for young African Americans.
Jackie Robinson taught me that in spite of my circumstances, I can still make a difference in the world around me.
Jackie Robinson has given me hope to overcome adversity. My favorite quote from him is, "A life is not important except in the impact it has on other lives."
Jackie Robinson inspired me to mentally overcome the challenges of racism that's present in sports.
Jr. Up next, the CHS Jazz Band, directed by Mr. Cody Ray, will perform Kansas City, originally composed by Wilbert Harrison and arranged by Andy Clark.
Nakia Brown, a senior at Cairo High School, and I have the distinguished pleasure of introducing our keynote speaker for our 2022 Virtual Black History Celebration. Ms. Rutha Mae Harris, a lifelong resident of Albany, Georgia, was born on November 27, 1940 as the seventh child to the late Reverend and Mrs. I.A. Harris. Ms. Harris attended Monroe High School and Albany State College, which is now Albany State University. She also attended Valdosta State College, Dillard University, and Florida A&M University. In 1961, Harris returned to Albany and joined the Albany Civil Rights Movement as a part of the original Freedom Singers. Along with Dr. King, she was jailed 4 times during the movement. The highlight of Ms. Harris' professional career was being selected to perform as a member of the Georgia Mass Choir in the movie The Preacher's Wife, starring Whitney Houston and Denzel Washington. In 1998, she organized a group of new Freedom Singers in association with the Albany Civil Rights Museum. She has received numerous awards, such as the 2001 Martin Luther King Jr. Award, the Key to the City of Albany, and the Monroe Comprehensive High School Teacher of the Year, just to name a few. In addition to her awards, honors, and performances, Ms. Harris has also made several speeches across the country. In 2017, I Love to Sing was a play performed to celebrate the life and legacy of Ms. Rutha Mae Harris. More recently, she was presented with the Key to the City of Sylvester, Georgia, for her dedication to the Civil Rights Movement. She is a member of Mount Zion Baptist Church in Albany, where Cairo native Dr. Daniel Simmons is pastor. She is also a member of the Albany, Georgia alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We count it a blessing and a privilege to have a true legend join in on our Black History celebration. Following our keynote speaker, the concert choir will perform Take Me to the Water by Rollo Dilworth, directed by Miss Erica Edwards, along with guest drummer Peyton Josie and bass guitarist Mr. Darius Walden. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am honored to present to you Miss Rutha Mae Harris, an original freedom singer of the Civil Rights Movement.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I'd be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free. Good afternoon to everyone. Thanks to Ms. Edwards for inviting me to be your Black History Month celebration speaker at Cairo High School. Your subject being a past to cherish, a future to fulfill. Your subject challenges me to step back to feel just why was I a part of the Civil Rights Movement and became a field secretary for SNCC, Student Nonviolence Coordinating Committee. The Civil Rights Movement encompasses social movements in the United States whose goals was to end segregation and discrimination against Black Americans and to enforce constitutional voting rights. So between 1955 and 1968, these nonviolent protests and civil disobedience crisis situations between activities and government officials whose forces were to stop any marchers or picketing going on. People were beaten, killed, and jailed only because we wanted equality and to be treated as human beings. It was just a shame that some people had to lose their lives to accomplish freedom that was ours in the first place. We've accomplished quite a bit. There's still more to be done. Right now, we're still fighting for the right to vote. A freedom singer is one who tells the story of the civil rights movement through song and oral storytelling. I became a freedom singer during the Albany, Georgia phase of the civil rights movement. I was a song leader. My skills as a singer were discovered during a mass meeting by Student Nonviolence Coordinating Committee member Cordell Reagan. Cordell was a field secretary for SNCC, and he was also a very gifted singer. He was trying to form a singing group to raise money for SNCC. Cordell was approached by Pete Seeger, the folk singer, weeks before he met me, after Seeger attended a SNCC rally and heard Cordell sing. He also wrote If I Had a Hammer and other songs. He also did We Shall Overcome. Cordell had a beautiful tenor voice. He was so good that Seeger suggested he organize a singing group to raise money for SNCC. This great idea took off during the Albany movement. In 1962, the Freedom Singers were organized. We were called the original Freedom Singers, SNCC Freedom Singers. This group consisted of Cordell Reagan, Bernice Johnson, later Bernice Johnson Reagan, Charles Nevlet, and yours truly, me. We traveled 50,000 plus miles from 1962 to 1965 or so, covering 46 states out of what was then 48 states. We sang a cappella. The Albany movement was a desegregation and voting rights movement that started in the summer of 1961. Cordell and Charles Gerard came to Albany on behalf of SNCC to organize local Black people and around desegregation and voter registration. Albany, Georgia was 40% Black, but only 28 Black people in town were registered to vote. The Albany organizers gained more ground in November of 1961. Local Black leaders and the NAACP joined SNCC in Albany. And in December 1961, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference became involved and helped to organize protests and demonstrations to draw attention to the racial segregation of Albany. Yes, I got very involved. I joined the Albany movement through SNCC during the summer of 1961 before the NAACP and the others arrived. I was 21 and I was home in Albany for the summer from Florida A&M University. SNCC was organizing people to register to vote here, and I went to a meeting to hear about what they were going on or what they were doing. Cordell approached me at a mass meeting asking if I wanted to be free. I said, what do you mean, do I want to be free? I am free. I said this because my father, Reverend I.A. Harris, sheltered us from segregation. He built the house that I'm now living in. He bought the house in 1932. He was a strong man and a respected member of the Black community. He was also respected by white people in town. He didn't take no wood nickels. Well, he controlled what we were exposed to. He was a minister, so he told us that we could not go to the movies at all because he did not like their content. That meant we never went to segregated movie theater. If we wanted to go out to eat, he said, no, we have a refrigerator, stove, kitchen, table, and good food right here. I'm not spending money on eating out when you can't eat right here. That meant that we didn't see any segregated restaurants. If we couldn't use a bathroom at a gas station, he took off and refused to buy gas there. I really thought I was free until I learned about voter registration numbers in Albany. I know there are more than 28 black people who want to vote in this town. That motivated me to start with SNCC, and I heard more about the conditions black people lived under in Albany. When I learned that people in Albany were afraid to register to vote for fear of death, violence, or losing their jobs, I realized that things were not as I thought they were in my life in Albany either. Then when I really understood that I could not go to the white areas of places that we marched to like segregated waiting rooms and bus stations, bathrooms, or segregated restaurants, it brought it all home, and I knew I wasn't free either. I got more and more deeply involved in the movement. Eventually, Cordell heard my voice and recruited me to be a freedom singer. My mother agreed to my traveling with the freedom singers after I promised that I'd finish college after I was done working with SNCC. I left Florida A&M for the movement, but I eventually fulfilled my promise in 1970 when I graduated from Albany State College, now Albany University. Eventually, everybody in my family got involved in the movement, including my mother and brothers. My life was endangered as a freedom singer when we drove through Alabama and were shot at. We were ducking, praying, and singing in the car. The driver had to sit upright and drive as fast as he could. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Also, I have been on marches where the police approached us with clubs, billy clubs, and cattle prods. They would never use them on me because the men did their best to protect women who were marching from injury. They put their bodies in the line of fire. SNCC citizenship schools. I met a 91-year-old black man who did not know how to write his name. I taught him to write his name, and I helped him register to vote. When voting time came, he cast his ballot for the first time, and for me, that was wonderful. This story was mentioned in the play on the story of my life called The Rutha Mae Harris Story. More broadly, when SNCC came to Albany in 1961, there were only 28 black people registered to vote. SNCC was there from 1961 to 1962. During that year, we registered people, canvassed, had mass meetings, and held marches. By the time SNCC left, we'd had great success with voter registration in Albany, Georgia. Didn't come overnight in Albany, but it came just the same. There were a lot of notable engagements. One was definitely the March on Washington. We heard Dr. King's Dream speech live that day. We flew to March on a plane that was chartered by Harry Belafonte. Others on the plane were Charleston Heston, Sammy Davis Jr., Rita Marino, just to name a few. We had our own suite on the plane, so we could practice on the way there. I led We Shall Not Be Moved at the march. You can catch it on YouTube. We also sang at the Newport Folk Festival with Peter, Paul, and Mary, Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Peter Seeger. In later years, we sang at the White House for Barack and Michelle Obama as part of Music of the Civil Rights Movement concert. You can find it on PBS. Yes, all the freedom singers were SNCC field secretaries. Field secretaries are on-the-ground workers in the field. We went into different counties to canvass, sign people up for voter registration, and hold mass meetings. Doing that work was as important to us as singing, and everyone's doing field work was what SNCC was all about. We weren't too famous to be in the field, and we wanted to be there. Of course, without the songs of the Civil Rights Movement, there would not have been a movement, in my opinion. Yes, we were afraid. there was fear. If you're marching for voter registration and the police say halt, and you don't, you know you will be arrested. And after you were arrested, who knew what would happen? The police might kill you or harm you. We were afraid, and we kept going and sang freedom songs. I was arrested 3 times, spent a total of 14 days in jail. The songs directly addressed the situation we were facing and helped us move forward. The police said, halt. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. Ain't gonna let cheap preachers turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let cheap preachers turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. The freedom songs were easy to sing and understood because most of them were gospel or R&B songs. Only thing we did was change the lyrics. Everybody knew the tunes. I saw how the songs strengthened people in many situations. They played a vital role in making us free, and I'm still singing them today. Yes, I met Dr. King. I was in his presence several times. I sang This Little Light of Mine at a rally, which was one of his favorites. Then Rap Abernathy brought I Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around, or I Woke Up This Morning When My Mind Stayed on Freedom, and I sang that. The song stirred people up at the church and got people ready to march. I came to know Julia Bunn through SNCC. When we met in Albany, he became very close. We were very good friends. Years later, I was part of the civil rights tour that he held through the University of Virginia. I met Marion Barry and the whole SNCC crew, James Foreman, John Lewis, Bernard Lafayette. I met Diane Nash, but she was in Nashville. I was not in the Freedom Rides with her. Being part of SNCC was very fun. It was a wonderful experience one I will never forget. Most of the people were high school age or college students. You were old if you were 25. All of the young people in SNCC were similar in that way, ready to face death tomorrow and wanting to live tonight. Because I don't want them to die, the original Freedom Singers broke up in 1960 after the movement ended. Cordell and Bernice got married when we were singing, but they later divorced. Charles stayed in Albany, but he stopped singing. Bernice started Sweet Honey in the Rock in 1973. There are new members of the Freedom Singers, and we perform regularly. We often sing at the Albany, Georgia Civil Rights Institute. We recently organized a group of young Georgia kids to learn and sing the freedom songs too. I organized a new Freedom Singers group in 1998. I love them all. When I give my presentations, I begin with "Oh Freedom," then I'll probably talk, and then next "Wade in the Water," followed by "I Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around." I also love "I Woke Up This Morning With My Mind Stayed on Freedom," and freedom is a constant struggle. Which side are you on the course, this little light of mine? Which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on? Which side are you on, boy? Which side are you on? There is some new energy to fight for our rights. A lot of people are fighting against many forms of discrimination. People are tired of being treated unequally. We have to get people registered to vote, and hopefully they will vote. Don't let it rain on election day. Black women have come to the forefront. We have been hidden in the back for so long. We have been keeping things hidden aside for so long. We're letting it all come out now. We're rising, and we're not taking it anymore. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. They say that freedom is a constant struggle. Oh Lord, we've been struggling so long. We must be free. We must be free. They say that freedom is a constant time. They say that freedom is a constant dying. They say that freedom is a constant death. Oh Lord, we've been dying so long. We must be free. We must be free.
Good morning. I am Royale Armstrong, co-chair of the 2022 Cairo High School Black History Celebration. Last year, we started a new tradition to change the atmosphere across campus. Our goal was to get everyone in the spirit of celebrating Black history. This year, our second annual Black History Door Decorating Contest took place. After some friendly trash talking across campus and even on social media, the competition got a little more intense. By the time the judges reviewed the entries, there were over 30 doors decorated. In order to ensure that the judges were unbiased, teachers were asked not to post their doors on social media before the judging took place. I solicited help from Cairo High School graduates located in Atlanta, Georgia, Thomasville, Georgia, Macon, Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia, Albany, Georgia, and even in the state of Hawaii. Before we announce the winner, I would like to recognize our judges. Each of our judges has degrees from institutions of higher learning in the state of Georgia and in Florida. Those institutions include Albany State University, Florida A&M University, Morris Brown College, Valdosta State University, and the University of Middle Georgia. Thank you to our beloved syrup makers for supporting your alma mater, Cairo High School. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The following classes' doors received honorable mention. Mrs. Hannah Russell's class, Mrs. Kristen Blau's class, Mrs. Austin Harrell's class, and Mrs. Kim Meredith's class. Let's have a round of applause for those honorable mention doors. And without further ado, in third place, with 36 points, Miss Candace Child's class with her door paying tribute to Ruby Bridges and literacy. In second place, with 41 points, Mrs. Casey Asbell with her door highlighting the inspiration of the past and the aspiration of her students toward very bright futures. And now, our first place winner with 43 points, only 2 points more than second place. Drum roll, please. Congratulations to Mrs. Lara Starr with her door paying tribute to Katherine Johnson, an American mathematician whose calculations of orbital mechanics as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent U.S. crewed space flights and the Hidden Figures story. Congratulations, Mrs. Starr. Job well done.
Good morning. My name is Chris Loki, principal of Cairo High School. Welcome. As our 7th annual Black History celebration comes to an end, we truly hope you have learned something you didn't know about Black history. It has been a privilege to have you to join our virtual program this year. From performances from our Fine Arts Department to the unforgettable Miss Rutha Mae Harris, this has been a most memorable celebration. Perhaps you found out something that you may not have ever known or heard a touching song. Whatever the case, we are glad that Cairo High School was able to put together another outstanding program, including a tribute to Cairo's own Jackie Robinson. We are extremely proud to be able to share our celebration with each and every one of you virtually. Thank you for watching and thank you for supporting Cairo High School. For our grand finale, we will have a performance by Cairo High School's R&B dance team under the direction of Miss Hannah Russell.
I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. Can you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home, far across the river. Do you hear freedom calling, calling me to answer? Gonna keep on keeping.
A senior, and I would like to extend a special thank you to Ms. Rutha Mae Harris for that inspiring message of triumph and hope. She truly shed light on how such a rich past allows us to look forward to an even greater future. Thank you, Ms. Harris, for reminding the students, not only at Cairo High School, but throughout Grady County, that anything is possible if we have the courage to stand up for what is right. Hopefully, we can all go out and reach our potential by making a difference in the world in which we live. This has been an exceptional celebration. Please remember, Black History Month is more than just 28 days of recognition, of achievement, and invention. It is an opportunity to educate and celebrate where we have come from and where we are going. Thank you.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I can. And you know that your moves will let them show. You keep You can decide, we can make it. Hey, just remember that you ain't told.